I said this a long time ago. I just thought it was funny how police officers are always like, show me your hands. Like a police officer was just like, show me your balls right now. Bring get them out where I can see them right now. I want to see those things. Get on the ground right now. Show me your balls.
I have a feeling I know what callouts you're about to make when we play Ready or Not in a second.
Maybe.
Show me your balls. Show me your balls right now. Don't reach. Don't reach. Show me your balls.
Think about real slow.
Resisting.
Keep your hands where I can see them. Move your balls very slow.
Well, hello. We're back. Welcome to Grass Touchers, the show where only the two of us pals talk about video games and how little we've been playing them lately, and how that's just really fun. I'm Jake.
I'm Jared, and
yeah. And don't leave.
And this is a very Grass Touchers episode because we are down one tin soldier. He's currently touching grass, taking care of his family right now. So.
Dude, I'm telling you, it has been a grass that you'd think that in the summertime that we chill indoors, that we touch less grass, that we avoid the bodacious heat that has been plaguing all three places in which we live. And yet, here I am not playing nearly enough video games. Excuse my language. I want to hear what you have been up to, though. Take it away, brother. What you been up to, Jared?
I've been up to getting back into Street Fighter 6 and losing a lot.
Nice.
And winning some here and there. I'm really enjoying that. Okay. EVO is this weekend. Of course, this podcast will be released after EVO is already over, and everyone will already have seen that I won.
Swept the floor.
Yeah, swept all the titles that they had out there. Very impressive, I know, but I do it all for the...
Do you have some sort of rank that you're already working off of from the last time that you played Street Fighter 6, or how is that?
It goes by character, and truthfully, the character that I was playing with at launch, I don't want to play as anymore, and also truthfully, I don't want to play as any characters in the game. That's the main gripe with the game that I have in its current state is that there's no characters that I really want to play as. So I've been playing as Zangief, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's fun. I'm enjoying it for what it is. And it's fun, and I'll leave it at that. It routinely makes me sad.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. This is not a depressing thing
because people are way too... I love this game. It's fine. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
What's sad about it? Like other people play the game too much kind of thing? Or what are we
it's I think a lot of the time when I lose, I'm like, that was so winnable. That guy is a scrub. And it's just like... It's just disappointing because it's like you know why you lost, and you know that it's just all your fault. So the rage,
the worst kind of realization,
rage-filled deflecting usually takes the edge out. Like when we play Siege, for instance, I can always go, at least this game is gay, and we can all agree that it's gay, and nobody likes it. So I'm gonna just go to bed and be fine with the fact that I'm not very good at it.
I'm just gonna deflect all night.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Yeah. It's so challenging to deal with. Okay, so Street Fighter, I dig that.
Street Fighter 6.
Doing what else?
RimWorld Odyssey came out, which is
the DLC. Yeah. Have you tore into it or what?
I really tore into it. I played a lot of it on my Steam Deck already, and it's great. That game is so much fun. I really love it. One thing that is difficult for me is succeeding on that game. It's so much fun to start a new thing, and I like to play on a harder difficulty, and the game can sometimes be truthfully, it can be a little unfair sometimes, but I just love the game. It's just
what does it scale with difficulty? I wonder. Random encounters in the world and stuff.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, but also it can be frustrating because like, your guy has, nanites, fibrous nanites or something it's like sicknesses. Your guy catches malaria and you go, oh, right, I didn't choose a pawn with any medical skill, so he just dies of malaria. It's realistic in that way. I know. It's realistic in that way.
Yeah. It's brutal.
But it's brutal, dude. It really is it's a difficult game in that sense. But it's great because starting a new thing is like very addicting, at least for people like me. I see Greg has 58 minutes played recently. I think that's interesting. I wonder.
Really?
I think he bought it, dude. I think he bought it and then he got 58 minutes and then he returned it. That's my hypothesis right now.
I doubt he returned it because, Greg, if you're listening to this, we love you, I promise. You know Greg's thing of getting a game that somebody else highly recommends, and then it languishes in his library for ever how long with 58 minutes of playtime on it. Who among us, by the way? Not saying I haven't done that. But yeah, that's fairly classic him, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, so RimWorld is good and hard and fun, easy to start, hard to stick with a given. But hey, you can always just wipe that sucker, go again. Right?
You can always just start over. The modding community is very strong in that game too. Very strong. Enhances the game.
How's the community at large with that DLC? Are they down? Are they creating stuff?
People are. I mean, it takes usually a few months for like the heavy duty ones to roll through, but like in general, people are loving this DLC. You know, it's the best one yet, and I mean, it's true. It's fantastic. The game. It's one of those experiences where I'm playing it and I'm like, not actually feeling bad for people who don't enjoy it or play it or know about it, but like it's amazing because it's so good that I'm like, how is everybody not at least playing this game, talking about this game a little bit? I don't know. You know, to each their respective own. Dude, I was downloading the game at 480 megs and I am at 2.5 and it's just hovering around. Like, what is the deal? How does that happen?
That's wild. I have no idea. I have Friday night nonsense right there, dude.
Yeah. I have fiber-backed internet. Some homeless guy must have stepped on the fiber cord outside with his nasty foot.
Yeah, dude. You're actively downloading psoriasis from his foot into your computer.
Doggone it. I'm downloading psoriasis.exe. No, delete. Oh, no. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's very good, dude.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Well, anything else on your radar besides RimWorld and Street Fighter?
Oh gosh, not really. I mean, some Rematch has been on there. Been playing that with my brothers are on. As far as games that are out, you know, I dot around a little bit, and there's a certain game coming out. Possibly, I've heard it may be coming out this year, which is a surprise. I don't think any of us expected that. A certain Battlefield 6, which I find it very interesting. The iterations they've made, so they made 2,041 games, and then they're going to come back and make a sixth one. I don't understand. Does anybody else?
It's worse than Metal Gear. It's insane. It's like you got Final Fantasy, you got Metal Gear, and you got this. It's insane.
Right?
How are you going to make 2,042 games?
And then come back and pretend like we're at 6.
How are you gonna make it so that the first game was game number 1,942? Huh? You want to explain
That's
that to
right.
me?
That's exactly right.
You want to explain that?
I think they should release Battlefield 69,420.
The uber futuristic cyborgs only game. Yes,
man.
dude.
Yeah, AI.
The battle for Earth 2 in the Hades Gamma cluster. Real ones will know. That was a Mass Effect reference.
Choose your gender. There's unlimited options.
Yeah, I'm also pretty stoked on Battlefield 6. We're going to get into that in a big way. Mm-hmm. In a big way shortly here. I even watched the not live. I watched it after the fact when I had a moment. But the actual sort of multiplayer reveal was today, which triggered the embargo to go away, which, the floodgates of partnered streamers and their videos and impressions and, a deluge of Battlefield 6 content. Pretty much everybody is down. So we're gonna get to that. For my part, dude, it's been a little Dune and not much else, just because of time and touching grass. I had a trip where I took a week off work. I had family stuff. I had my wife and I's anniversary, which was very radical. And the week of our anniversary, we inadvertently had to buy a car. Ended up buying a Tesla. I'm one of those. So that's a whole part of my life now. I'm down. I'm not like some sort of fanboy, but it's pretty cool.
Are you gonna get one of the? I saw somebody driving a Tesla. I don't care what your political leanings are generally, but the insecurity that's out there with I saw a guy. He was driving a Tesla and he had 4 stickers on his car that were like, "I bought this before Elon went crazy. I'm not an Elon fan. I drive a Tesla, but I'm a cool guy. Don't worry. I drive a Tesla, and there's nothing wrong with my dick. It's not small at all." It's like, okay, sure. I didn't ask, but you know.
In some places, you have to put those on your car so people don't key it or light it on fire. That's probably the thought process there in down on 4th Ave or something. Maybe in Tucson it gets a little wacky.
Yeah, maybe
people get crazy. Good point. It's cool. The app on my phone is pretty sick. That's honestly the best part, because let's be real, it's got 4 wheels and it takes me the places I need to go, and it's got Bluetooth and I can use my phone. It's got built-in stuff on the screen there. Like you can, if you have Spotify Premium or Amazon Music or YouTube Music or Apple Music, you can link your account to the car, because the car has its own 4G chip that you can just stream directly from the vehicle, as opposed to having to have your phone. Right. So that's pretty sick. That comes at a cost of $10 a month, but I have a free trial of it for a couple more weeks. So I'm going to ride that trial for the 2 more weeks, and then when it expires, I'm going to let it expire and see if I miss it as bad as I think I will. Because you can control it from the screen to a degree. Like if you start playing an album, you can just pause, skip, whatever. Mm-hmm. My goal is to not touch my phone when I'm driving. I used to be able to do that in the Hyundai that we drove because it had Apple CarPlay. Plug that sucker in and I can just tap. You know what I'm saying? Dog? And so if I want to scoot and zoot at the same time, if you pick up my meaning.
That's
if I want to drive and thrive. You know what I'm saying?
Elon Musk should go back on Rogan and smoke a huge blunt and be like, actually, you can actually have sex in the cars while and they'll drive for you.
That's pretty good, Elon. Actually, I think as much as it pains me to admit this, there's footage on the internet of people doing just that.
I'm sure there is,
which is just awful.
Yeah.
On ironically the platform he owns, X.com. There's hella videos of like, yo, this guy's hands aren't even on the steering wheel and he's getting a blicky, whatever they call now. He's getting a blicky from his glicky or whatever. It's like, all right, shut up. That's actually gay now.
Hold on a second right now. My boy over here getting this little whizzy nizzy list off. You know what I'm saying, boy? The Tesla's driving itself, man.
The way that modern vernacular talks about sexual acts is like increasingly gay, and it's like, congratulations, you just made getting a from my wife gay.
Right.
That, it's like, I'm not referring to it.
Right.
As that. It's ridiculous.
Right. There really is a feminization.
You've done the impossible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm a Tesla guy and I hate it, but it's also amazing and I apologize to no one. I can start. Here's perfect use case, and then I promise I'll move on. I drove from my house to Carowinds, which is a big old theme park right on the border of North and South Carolina. And that's like over a 2-hour drive. And so I left my house with a certain amount of charge, picked up our friend who was coming with us, charged up on the way. I charged for like 10 minutes, made it all the rest of the way. And then I drove away from there, charged again, got all the way home. Like, not even a thought. It was really easy. The range anxiety is, like, not even a thing. I already have a different electric vehicle, my BMW CE04 electric scooter.
Hello.
I call it a motorcycle. Everybody I say I have a motorcycle to, they're like, you don't have a motorcycle, you
It's
have a
like a
scooter. And I'm
hybrid
like, and you have nothing, so
Yeah.
off. You know, it's like,
You drive
eat
a
my balls.
Nissan
I don't know what to say.
Altima.
But I drove to that theme park and back in a day, and it was hot and rainy and humid and tough. Our day at the theme park was basically radical, but it was a long day and it was a hot day. And so I get back to the car and it's already cool, baby, because I hit that climate button on my phone as we were leaving the gates of the theme park, and that sucker was a cool 69 degrees when I opened the door. And it was like incredible. And you can see the internal temperature of the vehicle when you're not in it. And it's all black on the outside. It's all black leather interior. And so it gets pretty toasty in there to the tune of about 128 degrees Fahrenheit is what it said it was inside the, and you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Tucson over there. And so it's just really easy, and it's pretty cool. So Dune is going great. I've got a little mini base all to myself outside of the whole guild-based thing. I went ahead and made myself a little guy, and I've been questing with Deg here and there. Just the other night, he and I logged on for a second. The guild Discord, stand by me, still popping off, still gaining members.
Being continually harassed by
which is
Jason
very
Derulo
cool.
on our freaking Discord.
That's right, dude. Shout out Jason Derulo.
Lobbing certain sort of vague threats / insults / invitations to join. It's a very confusing experience. It's like, I wonder how is this how he recruited people in the military? People just walk in the door and he's just like, wow.
Hey, when you're ready to relapse, I'll be there.
Right. Wow, you're gay. I think maybe if you joined, you might not be, but I don't know. Maybe not. And they're like, oh, what do I sign?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he did, and it worked. It worked to great effect. So just the Dune thing, and then Ready or Not, which we're going to play a little bit tonight, which
if it ever finishes,
we'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, if it ever finishes downloading
what
at
do you
69 kilobytes a second.
Freaking almost, dude. What do you think? I drive a Subaru. I drive a 99 Subaru. I'm going to get a sticker that says, I bought this before Subaru was gay.
I bought this before I became a lesbian.
Yeah, I bought this before I became a lesbian. I'm not gay.
You absolutely need to do that. I don't know who the CEO of Subaru is, but I bet her name's Beth. I bet she.
Bev. Her name's Beverly, man. but she tells people to call her Bev.
Bev, yes, and her life partner Midge.
they both have that pompadour, like weird crew cut. Dude, Mickey 100%. Mouse tattoo on the ankle, and just like a T-shirt from like when the local college made it to the Elite Eight, like 10 years ago.
The current CEO of Subaru. I'm so curious. I had to do it, and unfortunately, the CEO of Subaru Corporation, which is the parent company, is Atsushi Osaki.
It sounds like a freaking dyke to me.
And Yoichi Hori is the chairman and CEO of Subaru of America. At the risk of delaying us even further, speaking of Steve Buscemi, did you watch Happy Gilmore 2, dude?
I can't do it, dude. I love the original too much. Was it funny?
Okay, keep it right there. Keep it right there between the lines. Don't watch it. It sucks pretty bad.
Okay.
I'll tell you the same thing I told my buddies at work, and me and Greg talked about it very briefly the other night. And so I'll share Greg's thoughts because they are the same as mine. I basically rolled my eyes at every joke. And it felt like half of the movie was Happy Gilmore 1 because there were so many flashbacks and callbacks and nonsense. However, there was just a couple of times where I was gut busted.
Okay.
And it was like really funny. And I was like, dang, they got me. It was like, at times it was actually very cool. But those times were few and far between. So, In other friggin' news, dude, back to Battlefield 6. It's looking right. We got single player story. Love one of those. We got destruction and lots of it. Mm-hmm. We have sort of present day modern era of combat and tech. It's looking kind of tactical, you know, where it's just like there's no heroes, there's no there's the classes, but there's not a hero shooter like character person or special ability. It's just you are Soldier Man.
I heard the classes.
That's okay,
I heard
dude.
they're bringing the classes back to like where they're true classes. Is that true?
What I heard is that at least in its current form in the like pre-whatever beta testing, the classes are there, but it's still the case that any class can use any gun.
Oh, okay.
But you get a passive if you use the right gun for your class.
Oh, okay.
So if you're Assault and you bring an AR, you get like an extra mag. And if you're a support player and you bring an LMG, you get increased, stability. And if you're whatever, you get whatever. So
And if you're
big
a
fan of that.
sniper,
It's
then
just
you get an extra rainbow flag. So.
That's correct, because snipers in Battlefield are the worst. It's really gratifying, but God, it's the worst. It also looks like the combat is hit scan at certain ranges, which I think is cool. I'm interested to find out in whether we jump into the beta, because they're having an open beta like next weekend.
Wow.
Whether it's the beta or when the game comes out, which is October 10th. Oh my gosh.
An open beta? Yeah, this is crazy.
They're having an open beta like ASAP, and the game's coming out in October. Dude, if the beta goes well, this game is coming right out in October, and it might slap, dude. It might be really great.
Be great.
And that's also my birthday weekend. October 8th is my birthday. At the risk of doxing myself, I really don't mind. October 10th is like my birthday weekend. Are you kidding me?
That's gonna be so insane. If it's crossplay, we're balling, because for sure I can't run this game on my gaming laptop as much as I would love to.
You might have that right,
but I have an Xbox Series X, which should be able to run this, what appears to be a very busy game.
Yeah, it's very busy. I'm interested to see if they took a page out of the finals book, because that server-side destruction, works really well. Right. It'd be nice if the industry at large, honestly, did that for multiplayer games. I think that was a stroke of genius, but I know that was very infrastructure-heavy on the part of that game. The fact that it is just rolling right out is very encouraging. I hope it doesn't have any sort of delay or anything. But they seemed really confident in this live stream I watched today. They had this setup at the studio where they had, rows and rows of chairs and then like a big curved screen. And they sort of did a fake out where like that was the screen, but then on the sides, those were also screens or projectors were projected onto them or something. Okay. And then over top of them, the ceiling was also a screen. And so they had like sort of virtualized like jet flybys that were like, and I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. So they balled out for the reveal, and they're just kind of rushing right out, and I think it's very cool. If they would have the courage of their convictions to bring the classes all the way back, I think I would like that even more. But I'm already pretty hype on it. What I mean by that, of course, is like, if you're a support player, you get access to all the LMGs that nobody else has access to, right. And then there's like a pool of guns that are open to all classes, like shotguns. And honestly, I don't want DMRs used to be that way, but I think DMRs, once you're good at them, they're kind of broken and it can be very good. Yeah. And so I don't even like the idea of DMRs being class open. But anyway, it's very cool. You said you watched one of the videos today. What were you thinking there?
Yeah, no, I just watched the one. What is this? Official multiplayer gameplay trailer. And it looks like fun, man. It looks awesome. It looks like, from what I've heard, they're going to kind of try and avoid like having Beavis and Butthead flying around, cutting your head off or whatever is going on Call of Duty, which is fine by me. And it looks like it will have crossplay, which I'm stoked about. Because that means that I'm able to play the game with you guys at all.
Right. At least in the short term, until you build PC Master Race 2.0.
Of course, which is still going to happen eventually. I've been talking about it a lot, but eventually it's going to happen. I'm excited. I really am. I've lost interest in this genre a long time ago, And it's not because I think that they're bad games. It's just that when you don't have anybody to play with, they become extremely monotonous, and it's like it sucks. But one thing
grinder, just ridiculous.
Right. Even like you can play the best game of your life, or you can play the worst one, and it doesn't matter. You just lose or you win. It's more when you have teammates. It creates that's the experience, win or lose in my mind. Like you're always trying to win, but. I thought the other day I've been really getting back into fighting games, like I said, and I've been playing some old ones on some of my handhelds and kind of enjoying that, but then kind of being like, man, like this isn't something was missing from the experience, and I think I zeroed in a little bit on just like it's such a special thing to be present for a game in its season. Like listening to these guys talk about old fighting games, you'd be like, oh man, back in the the Capcom versus SNK 2 days, this and that and all this. And granted that back then there was no online play, but like it was the game of the season to play. And like there's fighting games where I'm like, dang, I wish I had gotten to play that when it was there. Like Street Fighter 4, I wish I had gotten to play that when it was like a thing, and I kind of did, but I wasn't bold enough to play online or anything. But that's all to say. When a game
falls out of favor, I think it's okay to like acknowledge that and move to something, not only because it's in the limelight, but because it is hip and it's what people are talking about, and it's actively changing before your eyes. You know, the meta. I know that's something that the three of us detest. The emergence of, that's the meta, that's the highest DPS gun, that's the skill cannon, that's the... But it really is like part of the experience, you know, to be on the ground floor of this thing that is I liken a good battlefield to how, you know how people say like, if the Cowboys are winning and having a good season, that's good for the NFL. If the Yankees are having a good season, that's good for MLB, right? To me, dude, if there's a good battlefield out, that's 2 or 3 years of like gamer time, baby. It's gamer time, because a good battlefield to me is something I can endlessly, jump into.
Right. It is. It's such a workhorse. When that formula works, it's just like you know what to expect, and you get to, and it's such a fun team experience that you can just be like, are we getting on tonight? And then you're not really, you're so much less subject to bad teammates and just like rude people. Like Siege, we get on Siege and it's like, it truly is a roll of the dice where it's like, what if we get some kid who just wants to scream the N-word into the mic the entire match? It's happened before.
It's like, it has, and it's like there's only 5 of us on this stupid team,
right?
And 3 of us know each other, and these 2 idiots are tanking our chances of. But when it's and I don't know if you caught this, the max player count is 64 for the classic like conquest mode. They didn't say anything about 128. They didn't say anything about 100. They didn't say. I think 64 is what they're returning to, which is good. Right. The scaling of the maps. Yes, they did. The scaling of the maps in 2042 did not always work out, and it made it so that having a vehicle was literally required, and you're clamoring for vehicles, but all that's left is, a Kawasaki quad with, your buddy holding on to your butt cheeks, and it's like, this isn't going to work.
It's not
We're going to die.
It's pointless.
And then you get nuked by a stealth bomber flying overhead. Right. And it's like, this isn't going to work. So I'm stoked for, return to
I'm glad
they're
doing that.
Man,
dude.
I love being a chopper pilot.
Right.
I love, oh my gosh. Some of my favorite memories are with me and you and Greg when he was playing. I think you and I had quite a battlefield stint for a minute there before Greg kind of joined up. And there was times where we would get in a helicopter, dude, and you were like gunning and spotting, and I was like flying low through those trees.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah,
good,
that was
dude.
a good time. That was a very good time. I'm looking forward to revisiting that experience, and I'm glad. I did not know about the 64 player kind of limit. That I've been playing. I've played a little bit of 2042 recently, and a couple months ago, my brother's brother-in-law, who was already a good friend of mine, he he's a gamer from a distance, kind of, and he got Game Pass for like a month just to like fart around. And he's like, "Dude, I'm playing Battlefield. Like, you should come play." And I was like, "Absolutely, I'll try to play with you." And it was fun, but they're like those freaking Dutch guys at DICE or whatever. The guys that are on stage and they're like, "We've listened to players' concerns. We can now we have the technology to put 512 players on each team." It's like, no, please don't do that. It might look like real warfare or whatever. That is not. There's the returns are massively diminishing when it's like you can't go anywhere without 9. What's the glint? The sniper glint,
the
that
sniper
shows up
glint,
when they're looking at you, and you're like,
the lens,
and then you could run and dive back down and sit in a hole for the entire match. So,
yeah, dude.
that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm looking forward to that, and I hope it's they're gonna charge $100 for this game, aren't they? Though.
See, I'm not sure. I have a feeling it is ripe for is it Steam or Xbox or both? There's like the EA Play like add-on or something. It's like there's a way. It's not PC Game Pass. I think there's like a Netflix of EA.
Well, Xbox probably Game Pass has.
I'd love for it to just be Game Pass. Does it really? Oh, okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so it is included now. I don't think it was at first. But Game Pass has really taken off as a business model, so I have full confidence in that. Of course, that'll juice the player count.
Yeah, but I don't think that makes sense though, because Microsoft just acquired Activision, which owns Call of Duty, which is their cash cow and their main competitor.
That's true. Maybe they would let them fight it out, and if Battlefield does pop off and it does have a crazy player count, then maybe it goes Game Pass later. I don't know. I just hope that it has a reasonable edition of the game for like $60 or less. I bet it won't be less, but one can hope. I hope it doesn't go to the bandwagon or jump on the bandwagon of $70 or $80 like base game. And if it does, I better get loads of updates and DLC for the rest of time.
Yeah, like it is $70 on Steam for the standard.
Oh, is that already? Oh, because I didn't even look and see if you can freaking pre-order the thing. Okay, well, there you go. There's your $70 buckaroos.
Buckaroos.
Just like that.
Oh. I spent
Battlefield 6, $69.99.
Oh. Spent all my buckaroos on Battlefield 6.
Phantom Edition, $100.
Sounds a little too scary for me.
I wonder what Phantom Edition has. I don't see. Did you see the Battlefield Portal thing? Where people can make absolutely ridiculous maps with ridiculous things and the bridges that were like crisscrossing against each other and that kind of stuff. The dev tools they're kind of giving you access to. Yeah, it looks very strange. Not something that is normally my jam. For better or for worse, I've been a big like play the game the way the devs made it kind of guy. But there's some kind of like playground sandbox thing where you can make your own maps. Okay, if anyone's wondering, here's a laydown. I'm looking at the chart now. Standard Edition comes with the game and a Tombstone pack. Don't even know what that is. It's probably a couple of skins.
That's a movie that came out in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, Tombstone. I'll be a Huckleberry. If you pre-order, you get that. If you get the Phantom Edition, you get that. And also a Pro token and Battle Pass plus 25 tier skips, exclusive unlocks, 4 additional soldier skins, a weapon package, another weapon
for
package,
free?
A weapon skin.
And they come for free with the $100 package?
And the vehicle skin and a weapon sticker.
Oh, I
and
cannot
a
wait.
weapon charm and a dog tag and an XP boost. If you spend $30 extra, those are the extra ones and zeros that you will receive. Oh my gosh. Just awful.
I cannot
Just
wait
awful.
to play the $100 version. And the Saudi Arabian with too much money to spend. Well, I have sold all of
dude.
my oil.
He's got to just show up to homies.
Yeah, flexing on the homies with his 4 skins. His 4 skins.
Hey, come on. Got him.
Yes. Introducing the
4
Pro.
skins. So that's very
version,
cool.
Which comes with a DLC foreskin for your soldier.
Don't tell the IDF. There is October 10th, baby. There it is. Get it on your calendar.
Dude.
And the open beta, I might have to see about that. If it's freaking open, I might have
You
to
think they get triggered?
check it out next weekend.
When they see,
In
they see foreskin?
in related shooter news,
Sorry, keep going.
the game. I'm trying to move on
Oh,
desperately,
God.
but Jared won't drop the foreskins. He won't do it, ladies and gentlemen. He won't.
Drop the foreskins. Put them down right now. Wait, I got something.
Drop
I got
it.
something
Drop
I
the
gotta tell you right
foreskins.
now.
Put them on the ground. Show me your hands.
Yeah, never mind. I won't say it.
Get it out of your
I was
system.
just gonna
know you
say
need to.
I said this a long time ago. I just thought it was funny how police officers are always like, "Show me your hands." Like a police officer was just like, "Show me your balls right now. Bring, get them out where I can see them right now. I want to see those things. Get on the ground right now. Show me your balls."
I have a feeling I know what callouts you're about to make when we play Ready or Not in a second.
Maybe.
Show me your balls.
right
Show me your balls right now. Don't reach. Don't reach. Show me your balls.
Take them out real
Stop
slow.
resisting.
Keep your hands where I can see them. Remove your balls very slowly.
Keep your balls where I can see them. Oh my gosh. Speaking of police officers, Ready or Not, SWAT Team Simulator Extraordinaire, a favorite game of mine. Truly incredible. The stress and tension and the way that game operates is very radical, but more approachable than you would think. You can go as granular as you want to with controls and like leaning and low ready, and then like bringing the gun up and scoping in and swapping reticles, and like you can do some of that Tarkov stuff, but it's also way more forgiving than something like Tarkov in terms of the loadout. You pick a type of armor, you pick what your distribution of your kit is of like throwables, primary, secondary, and a gadget, and then you go in with your homies and you get the bad guys, and it's freaking sweet. And there's lots and lots of breadcrumbs to follow for a story, but you can engage with that as much as you want to. As long as you're not playing blindfolded, you're probably going to pick up on the story as you go, the way that the main campaign progresses, and it's a favorite game of mine. Well, there was a big update recently. It recently dropped onto consoles, which is cool if you're a console homie, and there's crossplay. If you want to play with your friends that have consoles but you're on PC, you can play crossplay. However, there's a little controversy because they censored certain parts of the game that were too hardcore. And you know, Microsoft and Sony, in order for a game to be certified and like allowed on their app store on the console, it can't have some of the things that the original release of Ready or Not had on PC. Things like nudity, just like actual naked people. Some of the more extreme gore and dismemberment that can happen if you, I don't know, shoot somebody point blank with buckshot on their shoulder and their arm flies off, you know, this kind of thing. So some of that has been toned down, and like the death animations are different and stuff like that. But it's really just a handful of details about the story that have changed. Spoiler alert for Ready or Not. Skip ahead a few seconds if you want. Not the main story beats, but like a good chunk of the story beats center around human trafficking and some cheese pizza type stuff, right? And so at a certain point in the game, you track down one of these scumbags and you go to his basement, and there's like pictures all over the wall of underage ladies in like undies and this sort of thing. And they took that out of the game. And the name of that mission is Valley of the Dolls. And what they did instead was they changed out all those textures and pictures for like porcelain dolls and literal dolls instead of the original content. And honestly, no skin off my back. I don't care what you put in the game. I just thought it was interesting because rather than make those changes only for the console version, they changed the PC version too. And so the original like gravity of that moment is sort of lost. And it's like, oh, this guy's just like a bozo? He's into dolls or something? What's the big deal? You know? Why did I
just a
flashbang this
pervert.
man 4 times and ruin his house by
Right.
raiding it with a SWAT team? He's
This
just
guy
kind of
needs
a
to get
weirdo.
hit over the head with a rolled up newspaper. He doesn't have to get thrown in the slammer. 9 life sentences. Like he's just changed radically.
This guy needs a social worker, I think.
Right,
like, actually, you know. But so there's that, and then like there's a I think you and I ran this mission one of the times that we played this game. There's like a crack house that you go to that's like it's at nighttime, and you kind of need NVGs. It's a meth house joint where there's drugs, and that's some of the evidence you need to find is like drugs and stuff and cash. And in one of the rooms, it's clearly a kid's room, and there's a NPC that's not really interactable. It appears to be a kid based on its size or whatever, laying in a bed, like convulsing. And it's really upsetting because you're like, there's this poor kid in this drug house. Like, this sucks. And there's nothing that you do with that character. There's not a story beat there. It's just like part of the ambiance of this horrible, horrible scenario. And there's a kid who probably came in contact with drugs. Like, that sucks. Well, that child is still in the game but doesn't convulse. They say that in the patch notes or whatever, like the juvenile NPC in such and such mission is now sleeping on the bed. And it's like, well, now you're implying that they could be dead and they're overdosed and they're about to die. Like, is that how is that better? Is that a sticking point that Microsoft or Sony made? Like,
Is there not like a press F to rescue button or something? Like, you just leave him there?
Yeah, give me that. Get the Narcan out or something. Right. Like, why is that the move? You know, I thought that was sort of odd. And there's other little stuff like that. So there's a bunch of guys on the subreddit that are foaming at the mouth that are like, oh, they ruined the game. And it's like, it's not ruined. It's somewhat unfortunate if you were a big fan of the gravitas of the game. I evangelized this game to several people, including one of my buddies at work who's ex-military, who was like, he had a very high marks for this game when he first played it. He was like, dude, this is the closest that a game has ever made me feel to kicking doors open in Iraq again. Like, this is insane. I love this. This is really great for me.
Sounds like a bad.
Dang, dude.
Sounds like a not a
I don't know if it was good or bad. Yeah. I don't know if this is good or bad. But he was stoked on it, and I thought that was very cool. But the gravitas of the game is still there, man. You know, the way that you're shouting at people, the way that they're shooting back so fast, the way that they're still really like shifty. I ran a mission just earlier today where a guy like pretended to surrender and pulled a pistol out of his waistband. You know, like, it's still a really stressful game, and it's still really gratifying in that sense. They also added a couple guns and, you know, some quality of life stuff. So some people had some performance downgrades. I'm not sure what that adds up to exactly. I don't know if they just had their settings reset and then needed to go fix them again, or what to chalk that up to exactly. But supposedly some people had performance problems. I have not had any of those problems. The game runs just as well as it did before for me. So I imagine you'll be fine. But it's pretty radical. Still highly recommend that game if you haven't played it and you want to go play a slow-moving, thoughtful, super stressful shooter game. And I have in the notes here that we could talk about Dune Awakening, but we don't really need to. The point is, Dune still rocks, dude.
Okay. I'm happy to hear that.
There is nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that I would like abandon that game for at this. Like, as far as the problems that people have come up with about this game, the criticisms they've levied against this game, I haven't come across any of that myself. I'm not really farting around in the end game with the guild right now. Some of them are. I'm mostly in the background playing with Deg, questing, you know, building a base, doing different things. So as far as I'm concerned, Dune Awakening still rips, and it's very cool.
Well, I love to hear that. I really do. I mean, I'm glad because I speculated on this podcast before the game released that I was like, you guys are not going to get out of this what you think you are. Not to speak Doom over it or Dune over it, but Dume, Doom.
Oh, got him.
So funny, dude. You should.
How do we not have millions of listeners? What's really good?
So, I didn't mean to be negative about it, but I really did. I speculated that you guys were just like, the game was gonna consume too much of your time without giving you enough back. But I'm glad to hear that it's not the experience, that you guys are really enjoying it. And for this,
I hear you, dude. You were right to point that out when you did. Lucky for us, it's just user friendly enough. Cool. It's just rewarding enough that so far so good. But I will say, because I haven't really scratched the surface of the end game, you could still argue I'm not getting everything out of the game. But like, I don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. I got a cool base, and I helped my guild make the final guild HQ end game stuff, and like,
awesome.
I don't know. It's very cool. All the props to Jason Derulo for being the guild daddy. Appreciate you.
What do you want me? Nothing I wouldn't do to recruit you to my Dune
Nothing
squad.
I wouldn't do. Dune squad. Oh, man. Well, folks, that's about it. Thank you for joining the two of us pals this week after a far too long hiatus. We're back in a big way. We're going to keep you updated on the latest and greatest
and
in the land of the grass touchers. Oh, dude. How did we not bring that up?
Bro,
did you peep that?
I did.
The video I sent?
I really
the full
did. I watched
freaking
the
concert?
whole thing. And the Halo song at the end.
Incredible.
Their band is, you've listened to more live music than I have, but those guys are really, really good. They're so tight, and there may not be like, I mean, technically, I guess it's not like the most explosive, exhibition ever, but like within the confines of what they're doing, golly, man, it is.
I think at times it is the groovinest, booty shakinest, most bombastic thing that I listen to at times. Yeah. There's other times where they float into smooth jazz and I roll my eyes a little bit and I skip. But for the most part, everything rips. And if nothing else, you got to give it up to your boy Corey for being so prolific and putting out so much just like on the interwebs, on YouTube, full concerts, huge production value, great audio quality. If you've got if you have decent headphones or if you've got a little bit of a sound system set up, get yourself on YouTube, look up Corey Wong, and go to his what I think is a whole playlist on his YouTube channel of like, hey, here's just like full concerts. They're very good, like 2-hour long videos. And Wolfpack does the same thing. It's the same. The Wolfiverse, the VEU, the Wolf Extended Universe that he's a part of. They recently did a Red Rock show, which was incredible. And there's videos of that. Like, get awesome. You some, dude. Yeah. And if you don't like it, you're wrong.
It might be,
It's just one of those. Yeah, that's right. Listen to it in between binging episodes of this lovely podcast. Thank you so much for checking us out. Get us on YouTube, on Instagram at 3 Grass Touchers. Be sure to like the show, follow the show, share the show, and Clockwork Orange yourself in your living room at 3 in the morning with your eyelids peeled open. Don't stop engaging in the content. And until next week, don't forget to I'm playing with my dog this whole time. I'm very distracted. Don't forget to get out there and touch some grass.